Welcome back to Odyssey News. I am Mike Odyssey, and today we got a couple stories for you that will break your mind in the world of Nintendo, and this is in the form of rapid-fire news, so I'll give you all those titles in about 2 minutes, right? And, of course, the main story of today, The Legend of Zelda. But no, not Tears of the Kingdom. I know that's blown out already. Let's talk about the Tears of the Kingdom, not the Tears of the Kingdom. The Legend of Zelda, live action, no, not live action, animated movie. Yes, let's get into this story.
Welcome to the Odyssey. Hit the like, press play. You're running with the squad like Xenoblade. Drive like Mario, we on a...
So before we get into today's stories, you see, I want to ask you one thing. I want to ask for your subscription. You see, I'm legally blind, and I'm basically losing my sight as we go. I don't have sight on my left eye, and I have about 40% sight of my right eye, and it's just fading away, right? The doctors right now have nothing else they can do. But I have a dream to become a full-timer on YouTube by the end of this year. And I want to ask you for your help. If you subscribe to this channel right now, it'll only take a second. For me, it'll just change my life. So if you could do that right now, I would really appreciate it. Here, we have Monday through Friday Nintendo news. On the weekends, we have products and reviews. And we also have the occasional Nintopic podcast with your favorite voice actor. So I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And I just want to thank you in advance for giving me your subscription. Let's move on to today's stories. All right. So first up, we have E3. E3. I'm so sorry, E3. I have no words for E3. They tried to make a comeback, but it's all started with Nintendo, PlayStation, and Sony dropping out. And then all of a sudden, Ubisoft just dropped out yesterday, and of course, guess what? Sony just dropped out today. So yeah, E3 is expected to be canceled this week. So I'm sorry, E3. Hopefully next year you can make a better comeback if you make a comeback. But I'm guessing this is going to be it for E3. And yeah, rip E3. Rip. In other news, it's alive! It's alive! Sorry. It's still alive, guys. It's still alive. I'm talking about the Wii U and 3DS eShop. It's still alive. Nintendo has expanded 1 week in order to allow you to redeem your digital codes. Okay, so if you have any digital codes that still have been not redeemed, whether it's a gift card, whether it's a game digital code, now is the time to redeem it before it's all said and done. There might be stores out there that still sell Wii U and 3DS digital codes, in which will allow you to still buy games with the digital codes, but this will only last for 1 week. 1 week and 1 week only, and this is going to end on April 3rd at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so let's say on April 3rd, it's the last day to redeem your codes. All right, so it's time to move on to today's top story. Well, everybody knows that in 1 week, we will be seeing the brand new Super Mario movie in theaters April 5th, which is the door to the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. Now, before I get into the Zelda animated movie, I know there are a lot of people out there who would love to see a live action movie. And I'm guessing this is still not out of the question, but the route that Nintendo has decided to take, at least in the beginning of this, is the animated film way. And in order for you to understand this and to kind of get it a little more clear, right, we have to understand why. Why did Nintendo decide to do this? Now, it all goes back to the Super Nintendo World. Okay, Super Nintendo World is a park within Universal Studios. Universal Studios is a theme park owned by Comcast, right? Comcast Communications, and Comcast Communication also owns Illumination Studios. So as you see there, everything is completely connected. Miyamoto himself said that the movie and the theme park were kind of, conceived at the same time. The ideas and the communication and the contracts were kind of made at the same time. And now we know that there's also the Donkey Kong expansion, which is being built right now in Universal, opening next year along with the Super Nintendo World. We're having the expansion also done in Japan, and of course it'll be coming at some time in Hollywood as well. So there are 3 IPs Nintendo wants to focus on when it comes to animated movies, and these animated movies are all being worked on right now as we speak, because I also believe that it was part of that initial conversation to bring these 3 movies to the mainstream media when it comes to the animated form, to target families all around the world, to also benefit the theme parks. Okay, now let's jump over to Donkey Kong. Yes, Donkey Kong is currently in development by Illumination Studios. There's a lot of links. If you want to find a source, just Google Donkey Kong Illumination Studios on Google. You'll find a whole bunch of sources there that corroborate from every single aspect. Also, The Legend of Zelda by Illumination Studios is also probably be in production as well, to come out sometime maybe next year or the following year. Also by Illumination Studios, and in the same form factor that and probably the same contract that Nintendo signed for the Mario movie as well. Now, what movie will be next? There's another rumor that says that The Legend of Zelda will be the next animated movie we see, although it actually makes sense for Donkey Kong to be the next one, since we've already seen Donkey Kong in action in the trailers, and we're about to see him next week in the movies. And of course, we already know Seth Green is attached to it. Seth Rogen is attached to the character. So we know more about Donkey Kong, right? We've already seen the Donkey Kong world inside the Super Mario movie trailers, and we'll see more about it in the movie. So it just makes sense that Donkey Kong comes first. But no, they say that the next movie will be The Legend of Zelda, and it will be also created by Illumination Studios. And we don't know yet what story they will take, who's voicing what. But I can tell you one thing is that, yes, Link will have a voice. And the reason why Link will have a voice is because Link has always had a voice. The Legend of Zelda game franchise has always been one where you were Link. You controlled Link. You were representing the person of Link. That's why he never had any dialect, any words spoken on any games or any type of games. Of course, we saw Link in the animated cartoon where he did have a voice. He spoke. So Link has had a voice in the past, and that is our only representation of Link having a voice. Other than the computer games as well, where Link also had a voice. But when it comes to now, I'm talking about modern animation. The games, Link has never had a voice because we were Link. You know, we represented the character of Link. And at least in Breath of the Wild, that I recall, whenever Link spoke to a character, right, you can see him actually move his hands and actually kind of express himself like he was talking. But we were the ones talking because whatever he was saying, we already knew about. You know, we were already aware of what Link is trying to explain, and then you see the other character respond to Link like they understood what they were saying. So yes, Link does have a voice. We're just it. We are the voice of Link. But in the animation movie, yes, Link will have its own voice. Right now, there's a rumor out there that Spider-Man star Tom Holland is rumored to be voicing Link in the movie. And I think there's a lot of artwork out there that places him also as a live action Link, which will be awesome, right? Now, this is the animated form. There's no way to say, or we cannot say yet whether we'll get a live animation movie of The Legend of Zelda, but I think it's very possible that Miyamoto and Nintendo can also license The Legend of Zelda to Netflix to produce a live action series, because that's what I would love to see. Rather than just a movie, I would love to see a live action series that takes a closer look into the kingdom of Hyrule and into each character, right? The Legend of Zelda, the King Roam, you know, Link as a soldier coming up, and Ganon as the main evil protagonist, and the entire kingdom in a long form series that takes at least 5 to 6 seasons and even more to tell a really good story. So that's my hopes for the Legend of Zelda live action movie. How about you guys? Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. This branching out into the live action form for Netflix, like an animated series of the Legend of Zelda as well. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I want to know what you guys think down below. But before I let you go, I have 2 important things I need to let you know. Number 1, never give up. And number 2, journey on. Peace.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.